Hey, superstar, Ray Brem here. I want to dispel a myth that we all have, and we all deal with this myth every day. It's regarding writing a book. And even if you've written one book, it happens on the next book, it happens on the next one. It happens to me when I'm tired in the morning. And it's this myth that I don't have the experience or expertise, the fame, or even the time to write a book. And that's just plain not true. Uh, Many people think that you need to wait till the end of your life to write a book, or get some kind of publisher's blessing, or some industry expert's blessing, or some professional organization's blessing to write a book, or I can't write a book until I've proven myself as an expert and I'm famous. And some of the other things around time are, well, it's going to take me a long time to do. It needs to be thick, this real thick book, and I don't have enough to say. Well, let me share a quick story with you. These guys didn't say that, didn't wait that, and if they thought it, they pushed through it because they, for instance, Russell Brunson, he really got himself on the map. Of course, he had ClickFunnels and had some fame, but his book brought him out to just millions of more people, and it integrated him with millions of more of affiliates and business partners and so forth. So it brought him closer to a lot of people, and of course the book helped so many people. That things like the Bible, I use that all the time. um, Brendan Burchard, same way. He started writing books. He was writing books before he became ultra mega famous. uh, Mel Robbins, Amy Porterfield, same thing. That it's not the other way around. If you've got something to share, you're an expert in it, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. My background of this is I'd written Author Your Success, and then my second book was The Author Startup, and I thought I might give up. And this is based on the time it took to get Author Your Success done. I needed a faster system to write, or I would lose my dream of writing a lot of books and helping a lot of people. And so I went out and I developed a system for myself to quickly get books out there. And now I've branched that into a lot of different areas. But for instance, I call it the book plan system, and that's that takes me from idea to publish in 26 days. That's the Author Startup. Took me 26 days to get done because I use a simpler system, and it was more, and yet it's more organized for everyone who's reading the book. It's a much more thorough outline and the way I delivered the book. So that book, out even though it was the same topic, self-publishing, it outsold the first book by 15 times. It was a bestseller for 4 months. It was shorter and better, and the people were leaving great reviews because they liked the fact that it got right to the point and gave them a lot of information. And I didn't ask for anyone's permission. And there's always going to be somebody that says you don't have the expertise. All these trolls out there, and there's the ones who don't, because I've never had anybody who was valid, that had actual expertise, criticize me. They're too busy helping people. These trolls that are out there doing it, they got nothing better to do than we don't need to listen to them. So don't ask for permission. Um, so I needed a system that would be efficient, or I wouldn't get it done. And one of the things is you don't have to sit and write. Great storytellers and teachers don't always have the attention span to sit down and do that. You can dictate your book, and that's why this book plan system I use, I actually create a strong outline very quickly, and then we dictate the book, and it makes it so much easier, but it also makes it a lot clearer to understand and to read. Now, some entrepreneurs might also think, well, I don't have the time to do that and learn everything. Well, guess what? Frank Kern, this book Convert, and now it's Convert 2.0, but his Convert book, he wrote that thing in just a few hours. And he's got a simple system for that, and I'm going to share that with you later on. But the point is, he sold 50,000 copies of this book, and he never typed a single word, and he got it done in a few hours, and then turned it over to an editor, and someone else put it into a format, and then he just had to sell it. So it can be done quickly. And this book, it's great. It's a great book. It's one of the first things that I bought to get into his world, and that's why you need a book, people, right? So here's another one. James Altucher, Choose Yourself. This was written completely from blogs he had already written on these topics of basically self-help. And here's the thing. He didn't get permission from the powers that be of the self-help guru association to write a book. He had no historical experience, in self-help, but he actually went out and just took his blogs that have great uh, advice, information, experiences he had, and put it into a book. And the book made a huge impact. It put him on the map of thought leaders that are helping people change and pick different paths in their life. And what's really interesting is these, if you at the end of each chapter, you'll see, okay, that's all for this week or something. Like he didn't even bother taking out the blog stuff, and that might annoy some people, but it really doesn't annoy the people that it's important to, because the people that are reading in between lines and getting the good content from his blog posts are out there. And you'll see some people writing, this is just a bunch of his blogs. Well, so what? Is it good information or not? There's always going to be somebody critiquing you, and we can get it for free if we go read his blogs. Yeah, it's not all in one book, bound and cool. So this is a great way to do it. Both methods, Frank Kern, James Altucher, are methods that I share in my 7 book writing hacks for entrepreneurs mini class, master class, whatever you call it. I've got a book on that too, but these are ways you can get stuff done very quickly, so it doesn't have to take you a long time to do it. So the truth is, you are more than qualified to write a book. You need to do it now. I keep saying that. I'm going to pound the table until you do. But there are modern methods you can use to make it easy to complete without wasting lots of time and without learning new tools and all kinds of other weird stuff. Man, you can just go get it done. And it's as easy as having a conversation with yourself or someone else. So that's the myth. You're qualified. It's not going to take you a long time. So I look forward to getting your book done. Talk to you soon.